My dear students, today I am going to discuss rules to ask questions starting with who, WHO, and learn English through Tamil, a foundation course. Vetri welcomes you all. I am Dr.R.G taking class for you. Now, as we have already discussed, whenever we want to raise questions, only there are three types. That we'll call it as interrogative sentences. Normally, sentences, there are four types: simple sentence, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. So, under the interrogative sentences, there are three types. So, let me discuss. Kindly follow me. A sentence that asks a question is called interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. Normally, we are using the following types to ask questions. They are 1. WH questions. Number 2. Yes or no questions. And 3. Tag questions. Only by three ways we can able to raise questions. So under the WH questions, what are the word we are using is starting from, you can say what, when, where, then who, then whom, whose, why, then how. So, these are the questions normally starting with WH. Yes or no question means if you raise questions, answer will be either yes or no. That's why we are calling it as yes or no question. And in tag questions, we will simply say either a positive sentence or a negative sentence. And finally, we will raise a question. If it is a positive, we will raise a negative question. If it is a negative, we will raise a positive questions. Kindly follow. Now, let me concentrate on interrogative sentences. We are still continuing. Last class we have discussed where. Today I am going to discuss who. Kindly follow. WH questions are questions that begin with words that typically start with WH. They are used to gather information about a specific topic. That is the very, very important. If you want any specific information, then we have to use this question. So here, important WH words used to ask questions are, I am giving in the alphabetical order: what, when, where, which. So these all the three I have already discussed. Now I am going to discuss today who. The next to be discussed whom, whose, why, and then how. Except how all the words are starting with the WH. Only in how the reverse, letters are reversed. H come first and W go the last one. Though this difference you must know keep it in mind. Now, coming for the interrogative sentences, some information. Each WH question word serves a specific purpose and helps to elicit detailed information. They are fundamental in both written and spoken communication for clarifying, understanding, and obtaining necessary details. Okay, now here, WHO question is normally used to know about the person. Suppose if you consider I as the first person, then automatically in front of you there will be a second person. So under the personal pronoun we have discussed. So you can raise question to the second person. What way? Who are you? Who is your father? Who is your mother? Like that, we can raise questions. So, who question is normally used to know about the person. Please follow. So, now there are certain rules we have to follow. I am framing, which is not given in normally any grammar book. First, WHO. Started with WHO. The next comes main verb you can add. Main verb means, I already informed you, verbs can be classified into two types mainly, finite and non-finite. Non-finite two types, infinitive, gerund and the participle. And the finite verb again we can classify into four types. One is main verb, another is auxiliary verb. Number two, the regular and irregular verbs. Number three, transitive and intransitive verb. And number four, strong and weak verb. So under this, when you say main and auxiliary, so this main verb, so you can along with WHO plus main verb, and then subject is rarely possible. It is not possible. For example, who, for example, let me say this way, who, you can add any main verb. That is, who is. So, or who walk. So that means the sentence will not be completed. And then subject, then it is rarely possible. Rarely possible. The second possibility, WHO plus subject. So WHO after that is the subject. I, you, may, already first person, second person, or say the noun, singular, plural, anything, then main verb is also not possible. So, the third possibility is normal, which is generally is who plus auxiliary verb. Who plus auxiliary verb. So, in this case, auxiliary verb, you must know what is auxiliary verb. And if you want still detail, go to our main and auxiliary verb topic, you will clear idea. But let me give a short introduction regarding this. There are 5 types of auxiliary verb. One is be verb. Be means am, is, are. Present tense, was, were, past tense. So these 5 we'll call it as be verb. We'll call it as be verb. Then second, we'll call it as do verbs. Do, does, present tense, did, past tense. And third is has, have, present tense, had, past tense. So these 3 types, auxiliary verbs. And fourth one, I can give will, shall, can, may. These are all fourth types. And then will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might. This is the fifth types. Out of these 5 auxiliary verbs, the most important information I want to give 2 information. Please follow. So this auxiliary I will call it as primary auxiliary and secondary auxiliary. The first 3 I will call it as primary auxiliary. Be verb, do verb and has verb. The remaining shall, will, may, can and should, would, could, might. These will be secondary auxiliary, or we will call it as modal verb. Modal verb. Kindly follow. The interesting information here is the primary auxiliary verb will act as a main verb, also as a auxiliary verb or helping verb. This is the most important you have to keep in your mind. For example, now I can use a simple sentence, is. That is the auxiliary, be verb, auxiliary. Now I can simply use this sentence as a main sentence. She is a girl. She is a girl. Here, is acting as a main verb. So, primary auxiliary verb is coming as a main verb. The same is will also come as the helping verb in some other sentence. I will write now. I can write she is eating an apple. So, here eat is the primary verb. Kindly follow, that is the main verb. Main verb means we will call it as who-1. Past tense, the present verb this is. Past tense V2, past participle V3. All these things we have discussed. So, eat is the present verb and it is coming in the form of the present participle, that is correspondingly eating. It is coming. Eating. So now, is not a main verb. Eat is the main verb. Is the helping verb, auxiliary verb. Please understand the difference. So now I am giving an example here. Who is your father? Unnudaya appa yaar. So here, is acting as a main verb. Auxiliary verb is acting as a main verb. So this is common. You can use. 100% you can use. So after who, you have to use not main verb or subject. Use always auxiliary verb. Please follow. The fourth case, who plus auxiliary verb as helping verb plus main verb plus subject is also possible. This is the second possibility. So now I am using here who are eating the apples. I have written she is eating an apple. Here I am asking a question, who are eating the apple? ஆப்பிள்களை யார் சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள்? ஆப்பிள்களை யார் சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள்? ஆப்பிள்களை நீங்கள் கொள்ளலாம். அவர்கள் சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள், மாணவர்கள் சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள், ஆசிரியர்கள் சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். பாய்ஸ் ஆர் ஈட்டிங். எனி ஆன்சர் யூ கேன் கிவ். ஸோ ஹூ, யார், யார் என்ற பொருளை கொடுக்கிறது. அபவுட் த பர்சன். So in this case, kindly follow, or is not acting as a main verb. It is only helping verb auxiliary, where eat is the main verb. So it is in the form of eating, present continuous, eating. So these are the two common possibility. You can able to raise questions. You must have idea. Only with this idea, I am going to raise questions using all the auxiliary verbs starting from is, ending with the correspondingly can, good. Okay, let me start now. The first one I will take is. I am now using verb is I am going to use is coming under the be verb. So what I am using now, who, auxiliary verb as a main verb, here is using, then only subject is coming. Please follow. Example, who is the Prime Minister of India? இந்திய பிரதம மந்திரி யார்? Who is the founder of Microsoft? மைக்ரோசாஃப்ட் நிறுவனத்தை நிறுவியது யார்? Who is the founder of Microsoft? Who is the current president of USA? அமெரிக்காவின் தற்போதைய ஜனாதிபதி யார்? Who is known as the father of nation of India? Who is known as the father of nation of India? So Mahatma Gandhi. So in all cases, just see, is used as a main verb. Even though it is auxiliary, primary auxiliary, it is using. The fifth sentence, who is the president of Russia? Who is the president of Russia? So in all the cases, is acting as a main verb. Main verb, but it is originally auxiliary verb. Now let me go for some more example. Kindly follow. Who is the author of Harry Potter? Who is the author of Harry Potter? So Tamil meaning not necessary, very simple. So kindly follow, my dear students. Who is the hero of Ramayanam? Raman. Who is the hero of Ramayanam? Who is the first person to walk on the moon? Who is the first person to walk on the moon? Who is the richest person in the world? The last question. Who is the captain of Indian cricket team in T20 of the year 2024 ICC? So, in all cases, I am using is as a main verb. Kindly follow. Now, let me go for the next verb is are. Next verb is are. Normally, in the auxiliary verb, am is applicable only for I. Is applicable only for singular noun and personal pronoun he, she, it. Whereas, are you can use for noun, plural noun, and I, the correspondingly, kindly follow, we are not using. The second person singular, you, we are using are. And in the third person, again, the first person we are using are. And third person they, we are using are. So this you have to memorize. Okay, now let me start now. So here, who plus auxiliary verb. Who are the popular tourists from USA? Who are the popular tourists from USA? Who are the best shareholders to deposit? Who are the key person to run successfully the schools in India? The next one. Who are the top tourists visited India? So in this specific case, who are the top tourists visited India? So actually, kindly follow here visit. Who are the top tourists visited India? So here are is the helping verb, visit is the main verb. The same way, who are the first persons developed coding challenges faced by developers? Again, are is the helping verb, developed main verb, participle. So now, continuation of are, I am giving now example. Who are my friends? என்னுடைய நண்பர்கள் யார்? Who are the thief? திருடர்கள் யார்? Who are the persons running many car companies in Pondicherry? Who are the person running nearest restaurants? Who are the persons joined ADMK party recently? So in this case are helping verb, join is the main verb. Joined ADMK. So these are the specific examples for are. Next, I'll go for the past tense. For singular past tense, is for was will be the past tense. Now, kindly follow. The idea here it is. Who was the scientist discovered first planet by telescope? One most important information you must know. Once used was past tense, then automatically the other main verb should be positive. The past tense. Past participle we have to use. That is V3 we have to use. Who was the scientist discovered first planet by telescope? Was is the helping verb. Discovered is the main verb. Discover is the main participle discover. Who was the scientist discovered bacteria? Was helping verb. Who was the first person climbed Himalayan mountain? Was first the helping verb climbed. That is the main verb. Who was the first person created programming language? Created programming language. So, in this case, was is the helping verb, created is the main verb. Who was the richest man in the world? Here, the verb, past tense, was acting as a main verb. There is no V3 verb, so it is acting as a main verb. So, I will go for another 5 sentences. Who was the first person printed book? Who was the first person printed book? Printed book. So printed, print main verb, was helping verb. Who was responsible for First World War? So here there is only one verb, that is was, acting as a main verb. It is auxiliary verb. Who was the first woman God grant the right to vote? Here, got is the main verb, past participle. Get, got. The was is the helping verb. Who was the first person invented coding? Invented is the main verb, was helping verb. Who was the largest empire in history by land area? Here there is no other main verb, only was is acting as the main verb. So let me go for the next one, where. So where is normally used for the plural for past tense. Who plus auxiliary verb, that is verb plus subject we will use. Number one, who were the main leaders of World War II? Who were the main leaders of World War II? Main verb, auxiliary. Who were main persons in Indian economic growth? Main verb. Who were main persons for primary goals of Green Revolution? Were, main verb, auxiliary verb, acting as a main verb. Who were the best sellers of books of 2023? Were, auxiliary acting as a main verb. Who were the most influential technologists of 21st century? Were, auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. Now, kindly follow. So I will give 5 more under where. Who were the founding fathers of United States? So where is the main verb. Who were the members of United Nations? Acting as a main verb. Who were the persons developed most popular programming languages in 2024? That means kindly follow. Developed is the main verb. Where is the auxiliary verb? I already told you. The next one. Who were the persons for significant milestones in space exploration? So where, which is used as a main verb, that is auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. The last one. Who were the major leaders during World War II? So where, auxiliary verb acting as a main verb. So I have given very clear idea using you, that is why, that is who, using who as a starting word. How can we raise question using different auxiliary verb? Is, are, then was, where, like that I have discussed. There are still remaining, the verbs are there, auxiliary verbs, that is do, does, did, has, have, had, shall, or will, should, would, can, could, may, might. So that I will discuss in the next class. So my dear students, I can stop with this. Thank you very much for your kind cooperation. Bye-bye. Dr. Gunasekaran is taking class for you. See you again in my next class.